welcome to LYS Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like 16 long.
Yeah, if you've seen it, keep listening. If you don't want to spoil it, come back to it once you've seen a bit of it.
G'day, you're with Catherine Webb on Gippsland FM 104.7, and this is the Latrobe Youth Space radio show. We're with you for another week. We're here from 4:30 till 6 every Wednesday, talking about the latest topics, you know, what young people want to hear. If you're wondering how we're sort of doing this during this time, we are having one person in the studio and we're actually running this through Zoom. We're also live streaming it to our Facebook page. So if anyone has any song requests or they want to shout out, let us know over there and we'll try to make your wishes come true. I'm joined today by three other presenters. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi guys, it's Danni back. It's been a while. This is weird. Doing it from home.
Sure is. Tay?
Oh, hey, Tay's back for another week.
Hey. And
It's
last...
Brittany,
Yep.
back again.
Hey.
I loved it so much last time, I decided to come back.
Well, thank goodness, because this would be a hard gig on my own, I feel. Awesome. So this week we're talking about music. I want to know, what are your favourite songs? We're actually live streaming this over Facebook, over our Facebook page, Latrobe Youth Space. So if you have any song suggestions, or you want to shout out, or you want to tell us like what your favourite songs are as we talk and like as we discuss this, like do it. We'd love to hear from you. So head over there and yeah, chuck them in the comments. What are your favourite songs? Danni and Tay and Brit.
That
What was that?
What?
I asked who wanted to start.
Yeah, it's always awkward in a group. I should just be like, you, that person, that one person. What's
You
your
there.
favorite? Yeah, exactly. It's your turn. What's...
Danni, did you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. My favorite song is Life on Mars by David Bowie.
Oh,
I'm such a
nice.
huge fan of it that I'm old school and I brought like the vinyl and stuff. But I love it. It's like this like ballad of weird lyrics. And I love in the music video, he wears this really tight blue suit. And I'm just infatuated with the song. It's perfect.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And yeah, David Bowie is just so iconic. How could
Yeah.
you not love that person? Like,
No.
it's amazing. How about
Brit?
yourself, Tay? Oh, Brit.
Yeah, so mine is actually Devil May Dance by AJ Roach. It's my favourite at the moment.
Ooh, I
But
haven't
my
heard
favourite
that.
songs like tend to change depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah, that is such a mood. Like, I feel like when you're going through different things, different songs will resonate differently.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like different times of the day even. I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel like, you know, a pop song now, or I feel like, you know, some grunge or something.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very day to day. How about yourself, Tay?
Mine would be depending on like what genre. Because I have favourite songs with like all different kinds of genre, but I always stick to my country music. So When It Rains It Pours by Luke Combs.
Ooh, nice.
Song. Yeah.
Good song.
Classic. I feel like when I listen to country music, I just get taken to another place. It's like, yeah, you feel sort of like a cowboy. Yeah, it's the vibe. It's the vibe. I'm like, yeah.
And I feel whenever you're doing like a country song, you've just got to have that country accent.
Yes.
Go into it. It's just like you can't do it in a normal Australian accent or an American accent. It's got to be country.
It's
Like,
gotta be country.
So good.
Right. Oh, that's so true. Like, I've been listening back to a lot of Miley Cyrus lately. And yeah, it just like, I'm just like, I feel like a really punky, edgy cowgirl boy, non-binary person. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. Probably my favorite song at the moment is actually from Steven Universe. It's super obscure. It's from the Steven Universe movie. And it's a song that a character called Spinell sings. Basically, no spoilers or anything like that, but yeah, she's a bit mad at the Crystal Gems, and she sings this like really scathing, angry song, and it's called Other Friends, I believe. Yeah.
Ooh. But those make like the best songs, like scathing, angry songs,
Right.
whether it's a villain song or like I've been betrayed song. They're just fun to belt out.
They really are. They certainly are. I've actually got a whole playlist on my phone called like angry music. It's so like it's so like
I
expressive.
have that too, but it's mainly filled with like Disney villain songs.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of Scar in there singing. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that so much. You'll have to share it with me. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Speaking of like favorite music, does anyone? What's your favorite artist? Do you want to kick us off, Danny?
Let me get my record.
Let me get my
My-
list.
Favorite artist is Cher.
Ooh,
I knew that. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, because and this is one of the classic quotes, when the world ends and we're all dead, all that's going to be left is cockroaches and Cher because she's unstoppable.
Oh my god, that resonates.
She's had a song in the top 10 for over, how many decades? What year are we in? 20 decades? Not 20 decades. But she started, which I think was 1960. She's had a song in the top 10s every decade.
wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so
I
much
think
for
she's-
thanks so much for sharing that, Danny.
Yeah, she's
Sharing that.
Too late for puns. Come on, Catherine.
Right, time to go.
Okay, so Danny's leaving us now. Thank you for joining us. Oh dear. All right, let's kick over to Brittany. Who's your favorite artist?
Oh, look, I'm a bit embarrassed to admit this, but it's actually the hamster dance.
Yes, I haven't heard that in so
It's
many
singing
years.
hamsters.
Singing
Yeah.
this.
That
You
is.
can't get better than that. Except for maybe
Well, it
Alvin and the
makes sense.
Chipmunks.
Oh, no.
Alvin and the Chipmunks again, singing Chipmunks.
Oh no.
Win every time.
Oof.
Yeah, every time.
Oof. There's some traumatic memories.
I'm going to love it.
It makes sense. Like, it's Brittany. I totally get that. I love it.
It's fantastic. Incredible. How about yourself, Tay?
It still goes. Depends on what genre,
Yes.
but my main is country, so I'll probably go Luke Combs or
Ooh,
Johnny
nice.
Cash.
Yeah. Yeah. He was an absolute legend in the scene. Like, obviously had his fair share of issues. And I think that's the thing, particularly with like rock and roll and country genres, is they tend to have their own issues, but that sort of makes them more interesting in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like their songs usually are a bit darker as well, which is, always nice. Bit of soul music. Yep. Speaking of soul music, I am obsessed with Montaigne. Obsessed. She's incredible. She's she does a lot of like indie alternative stuff. And she has this like alternate persona, like stage persona, which is basically like a clown. And she does a lot of like interpretive dance. She's like a really big advocate for like queer people in general, but like queer women and women of color, queer women of color in music. And yeah, no, I'm in love. She's incredible. Sorry to my girlfriend. I'm in love with Montaigne. Oh dear. And I'm also really obsessed at the moment with Kim Petras. I think that's how you say her last name? Petras? Kim Petras, Petras. She's she does a lot of dark pop, similar to like sort of like a bit of a Billie Eilish vibe, sort of mixed with a bit of Halsey in there. And it's a little bit more upbeat than that. It's a little bit more house party. She does a lot of like tracks that you could imagine dancing to at a Halloween house party, I reckon. It's pretty incredible.
Yes.
Well, maybe not in the near future because of COVID restrictions, but sometime, someday.
A private Halloween party.
A private Halloween party, a Zoom one or something, I don't know. I was thinking that, I'm like, I want to have a Halloween party. Oh, COVID, okay, no. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, I'm really loving it lately. I'm loving the creepy dark pop vibes. Yeah. And yeah, again, Kim's a big advocate for queer people as well, which is always nice. I always love that in a musician. it's a bit hard to tell. We don't have like because it's music itself. It's not like the music is themed music. Like that would be really meta. So, and a bit too hard to understand. So today we're just chatting about music. We've been talking about our favorite songs, our favorite artists. So we sort of talked a little bit about what they were, but I would like to hear a little bit more about why your favorite artists and songs, like why they actually like mean something to you, or ultimately, if you want to tell us a little bit about what songs have meant something, like meant a lot to you, even if they're not your favourite now, they've meant a lot to you in the past.
Brit?
I'll start. Why not?
Yes.
So my favourite song doesn't really have much of a story to it. Like, I actually heard it on a show that I was watching, United States of Tara.
Ooh.
Love the show. Love the song. Pretty much it.
Classic. I love it. And that is so
the
valid.
artist, though, that has a story.
Yeah?
So one of the first CDs I got as a young child was Hamster Dance, and I played it to death.
Yep.
Like, I just played that CD over and over and over. I did all
mother.
the little dance moves with the hamsters. I sang along in the little hamster voice. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I still remember that. It's still my favourite now.
I love that. That's so beautiful. And your poor mother.
Oh, yeah.
But that's really lovely. How about yourself?
Danni?
Me?
Yes.
So one of the most important songs to me is from, let me get my record, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Ooh.
The last song, Don't Dream It, Be It, means a lot to me because that's, I don't know, it inspired me to be who I am. So that means a lot. The second album, it's a whole album, it's not just one song, but it's Hedwig and the Angry Inch. The whole album is about gender exploration and, you know, how it can affect a person. And a lot of those songs I have related to. One song in particular is called Wig in a Box, and it's pretty much about you can cake on makeup, you can wear wigs, you can change your clothes, but no matter what, you're going to wake up the same person. And it's about dealing with that. And that song really gets to me every time I hear it. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible. Isn't it amazing how music can like just mean so
Really get
much?
ya.
Yeah, it means so much to us. How about yourself, Tay? Do you want to share something?
I've got a fair few, but I'm just gonna like, I don't think, there is a lot of meanings behind my favorite songs, but some of them are very personal.
Yeah, you don't have to share. That's a
No.
radio.
But like, I do have a song that I really, really like by Lauren. I think it's Diego. I can't pronounce her last name, but
That's a mood.
it's called You Say. And she's more of like a churchy kind of singer, but it just like, you know, you get them songs and it just like hits you right in the feels,
Oh yeah.
and it just sticks with your heart forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one of the songs. Recommend listening to it because it's really nice. It's
I
really just
would
like
love to.
smooth.
Yes. That sounds amazing. I really enjoy the gospel vibe, and I really enjoy songs that really hit the heart. I found a really weird thing actually. There's this one song that I used to listen to when I was struggling in my previous relationship, and it always makes me cry now. I can't not cry when I hear this song. It's like impossible. And it's Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt. It is, wow. Whew. I'm just like sobbing and just like, why am I crying? It's very emotional to me. But probably the song that means the most to me would be Into the Unknown by on the most recent Frozen movie, Frozen 2, which I watched in the cinema actually like right before I ended a 6-year relationship. So for me that was a really meaningful song because it was about like finding myself and like learning about my identity and having it gave me the courage to do something really profound. So yeah, that's probably my one. Yes. So yeah, wow, isn't it incredible how music can affect our lives? If you have any stories, anyone who's listening, head to our Facebook Latrobe Youth Space. We're live streaming at the moment. Feel free to leave it in the comments. Any songs that mean a lot to you, or if you have any like really cool stories about different songs or different artists, or like even just memories that you have attached to them, like you used to dance to them as a kid, or you know, you had really good family memories with them or something like that, or you met your best friend through them or your partner or something like that. But
It is interesting
Yeah.
how songs can just pack so much emotion with like,
yes.
and you don't realize it. Like, I recently rewatched Les Mis, the movie, which I first watched in year 12, but I was so busy and studying, I didn't actually pay attention.
So
But I loved it nonetheless. I rewatched it, and the song is I Dream a Dream by Anne Hathaway.
Oh my God.
She's basically doing everything she can to get money for her child who's being supported somewhere else. And it's ended so bad that she's literally at the bottom of a hole looking up into the moon. Like, she's literally down in a hole singing My Life Has Gone to Crap. And I rewatched it the other day and I'm sobbing. I'm like,
No, Anne Hathaway. I want to hug you.
You do.
Yes.
And I think it's a great compliment to the artist, not only the singer, but the orchestras, the writers, that they can put such emotion into a song. And I think that's amazing.
Oh, it truly is. I really loved Les Mis, the movie version. It was just so soulful. And they didn't do that thing where they like, and I think this is what made it really powerful, is they didn't auto-sync the singers. They were like, you have the voice you have, and you put the expression into it, and that's what mattered. And it just it was phenomenal. Like, I do not care if you're off key. They were just so full of emotion.
Did you know it was sung live as well? They did.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't record it and then lip sync. It was live. So
I
it was
love
in
that. Oh, that's so good. We are going to chat about our favourite genres. Do you want to kick us off, Brit?
Oh, I actually don't have a favorite genre.
Ooh.
I kind of listen to music depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So it changes like every day and sometimes like every couple of minutes. I'll listen to one song and they'll be like, oh, actually I'm vibing some country. Let's go into classical now. Like, I'm all over the shop.
I love it. How about yourself, Tay?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm the same as Brit, but I'd lean to more country, but I still love all the other genres. But yeah, country is my jam.
It's your main jam. Love it. Just strawberry jam, not your blueberry jam, you know.
No.
The main jam. How about yourself, Danni?
I'm more musicals, because within one musical you could have pop, you have country, you can have a ballad, you can have a fun song, a villain song, and there's just so much in a musical that, you know, can have so many sub-genres. So that's why I like musicals. And doesn't love belting out some show tunes.
Literally. Absolutely. Just embodying those characters in front of the mirror is so much fun. I love it.
Yeah.
That's
you can have like a whole concert in your shower. Like,
Right? You're like, I really want a bit of confidence today. So you're like, I'm going to play a confident character and I'm going to sing that song. To get you in the headspace. I love that. I think for me, probably, like I love musical soundtracks, but I also, and this has just been undying love, I should say, not dying love. Undying love for a long time is femme punk rock. I really like alternative punk rock. I like grunge. I like weird indie, grungy, punky stuff from the Australian music scene. I love anything to do with it. It's fun. It's often angry. It's political. It's incredible. And the singers behind it are usually incredible women and non-binary folk who are doing really cool stuff. I also really loved, as mentioned earlier, dark pop, and I really like the tone that takes on. I think that's also why I love musical theatre, because it tends to have a lot of like darker undertones, depending on what you watch, what you're listening to, of course. But like, yeah, the sort of musical theatre that I love tends to have a bit of a darker feel to it, which is always cool. Yeah. That's me.
Nice, nice.
Yes. Oh, and movie piano soundtracks, actually.
Oh yes.
Because they take away,
Love-
like,
yeah.
some of the intensity of, like, all the different instruments. So you get this, like, smoothness to them, so you can listen to them background of, like, studying and stuff. But they're still, like, super nostalgic because you recognize the melody and you're like, I love this. This is really cool. Yes.
Just
love
like
it.
Star Wars on repeat for the next 12 hours.
Literally.
Oh my god, yes.
Literally. That was an incredible soundtrack. I hear it sometimes because on Sunday afternoons on Classic FM, honestly, it's like most of the time it's the most boring radio station ever. Sorry, Classic FM. I love you, but also, you know, it's not particularly like Gen Y oriented. But then on Sunday afternoons, they do like the musical and movie special of all the classical composers. And they've done Star Wars one weekend. And I was like, oh, I love this. It's amazing. I just had it pumping in the car. I'm like, yeah. So
That is
good.
awesome.
Yes.
My favorite's like War of the Worlds.
Oh
as
my God, I
well.
love War
Yeah.
of the Worlds. The
Me
musical
and my dad
soundtrack.
used to listen to it all the time.
That is
so good.
wow. I had totally forgotten about that. But that was, we used to listen to that too as a family. It was like our family jam. We'd put it on.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Right, and it gave me nightmares. It was actually quite terrifying because it follows this storyline, obviously like the War of the Worlds storyline, but the musical soundtrack is so visceral. Like the characters are screaming, there's fire in the background, there's, you know, like you can hear it all happening and you're like, ah.
Yeah, a lot is going on. Yeah, it's like, wow.
It's so
But it's
hectic.
A really good one is you probably don't know it, but it's called Sunset Boulevard. It's a 1950s noir black and white film. It's a musical now, but the main storyline is about an aging actress who has been shunned from Hollywood, and it's about her slowly drifting into madness. So the music is like one long score of so intense, and at the end she shoots someone, and you can just hear it like it's coming.
Oh no! Oh my
Got
God!
him. And it's great
Oof.
movie. Check it out. Not violent or anything. Not
Yeah.
except shooting a guy. That's pretty.
Just slow burning, you know, like real
Just a little bit, you
psychological.
know.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie, great soundtrack, great acting, but
Yes.
track.
That's that sounds like my sort of thing. I really enjoy that. I love it when you get like a little bit of musical theater, but you also get like that really intense storyline.
Yeah.
Mwah. So good. Oh dear. All right,
It's
so I
like
reckon
any
was
Disney movie though.
yes, literally yes.
Yeah,
Disney
any Disney
soundtracks.
ever.
100%.
I love Disney.
So good. The next one is actually going to be a bit funny, I think. What are your guilty pleasure songs? What are those songs that are total earworms or just songs that are terrible, but you just love them anyway? You can't help. The heart wants what the heart wants, you know? And yeah, those sorts of songs that you absolutely you know you're going to get ridiculed for, but you love them anyway. Do you want to kick us off, Brittany?
I don't know if it's considered a song. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
The duck song.
Oh, the duck
I don't know
song.
if you know it yet. The duck walked up to the lemonade stand.
stand.
And he said two.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
The little duck asking for grapes.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I think,
Such a good song.
yeah, that's
Such
amazing.
a great song.
Incredible. Ah, that is a distant high school memory.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
those
for
were
sure.
those were kinder days, simpler days. Back when
Yeah.
all we had to worry about was making lemonade out of grapes. What a time to be alive. None of this COVID nonsense. Oh my goodness. What's yours, Danny?
Well, here's the thing. I don't believe in guilty pleasures. If something brings me pleasure, I ain't feeling guilty about it.
Literally.
So
Preach.
I'm not guilty, but my pleasure is cats.
No.
It is.
No.
It's cats.
Oh, I love it.
I'm just
No.
gonna have to
Because-
mute Danny. Sorry. There we go.
No,
Yeah.
because I watched it with Taylor at the movies, and a bunch of strangers sitting around me. I don't know. We are all laughing at the ridiculousness of this movie. We all at the end stood up and clapped and laughed at how stupid it was. But the song that brings me pleasure is Memory by Jennifer Hudson. And it's a ballad of when she was in her prime and she was like, you know, glamorous, and now she's been dumped and treated
Yes.
garbage.
Would it be
and it's
this one?
and with Jennifer Lawrence.
Hey.
That
Nice.
orchestra, and she's just
Right?
got the power in her voice to do it. And you know what? Honestly, in the movie, it's funny because she's like crying and snot's going everywhere. But just listening to the soundtrack of that song.
Was it
is,
CGI snot?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, honey, the
Magical.
CGI in that movie. No. Yeah, the pleasure is just watching it and listening to the tunes, because I'm a fan of the musical
Yeah.
movie. But
Yeah.
that ballad, that song is just my pleasure.
I love it. That's amazing. How about yourself, Tay? Sure,
Oh.
guilty pleasure song. Or not guilty pleasure, own it.
I'm going to own it. Like, everyone hated on this group for ages,
Mm.
and I'm going to say One Direction.
Yes.
I like them. I like them.
I love them too.
There was a lot of hate on them for a while.
Yeah,
But
that hate. Yeah.
the song that, like, I love and I will, like, jam out to it is, like, Story of My Life.
Oh. This one here? Yes. Loving
Or-
it. Yeah.
Another one by them is Drag Me Down.
Ooh.
Not bad.
This one? Loving
I'm not going
it.
to sing.
Incredible. Yeah, nah, do a
It's
solo
Tay.
for us, Tay. Hit it
Oh,
off
yeah.
No.
right now.
No.
I have to, like, Tay's made a really good point. People drag boy bands a lot.
They do.
Yeah, they're making a living.
They
Yeah.
are.
Like,
Literally. And I
Like-
feel like one of the reasons, and I suppose this is like the feminist in me, but one of the reasons that people drag them down so much is that their main audience are teenage girls. And I feel like people hate on things that teenage girls love, like Twilight, like boy bands, like, you know, even Billie Eilish and that sort of culture. People will get crazy angry about it. And I'm like, but teenage girls are allowed to like things too. Like,
you've got to remember, teenage girls, teenage boys, there's going to be something. There's going to be chemistry.
literally.
Like, they're going to be like, yes.
Literally.
That's probably why.
Mm-hmm.
Was your pun intended before?
Oh my gosh, no.
Like, you're just like, boy bands, don't let them drag you down.
Oh, drag me down by One Direction.
Well done.
Ah! My mind was traveling in one direction and I couldn't see the joke. Anyhow. This is-
Okay.
This is just
so
out
we're
of control.
finishing now, so
Too
bye.
All right,
Yeah,
bye. I love it. Okay, so I have to say, I've got a couple of not guilty pleasures. Not guilty. I was going to say the same thing. I hate the term guilty. It's like you should be sorry for something, but I love these. I unapologetically love them. And my friends hate it. It's on my party playlist, and people just, they don't know how to react.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, the Wiggles. Yes.
Traveling, we're traveling far. That is amazing.
Toot,
I'm
toot.
not ashamed to say I still have their tapes.
Literally, I love the Wiggles. They are so
Much love.
classic. If you don't agree, get out. No.
That is so nostalgic.
Yummy,
though.
Right?
yummy.
100%. I
So good.
love it.
Right, the old school Wiggles are good,
Yeah.
Yes.
but the new stuff is just
No.
Aww. Yeah, the music isn't as on point as the old stuff, but I really do like the new Wiggles. They're really cool people doing some really great work, but the music not as good. Not as classic. Not as classic. Yeah. The other one that I absolutely love is actually a Miley Cyrus song, because I know that Miley Cyrus got a lot of hate as well. And I think again, because mainly her audience were teenage girls. Because you don't sort of see, I think the thing for me is you don't sort of see Transformers and things that teenage boys love get dragged down the same way that what things that teenage girls love. But yeah, this one.
Classic. Oh my god.
Whoop.
What a tune.
So good. Party in the USA. I come across that one when I was making up my party playlist and I'm like, this has to be on there. I love it so much. Guilty pleasure songs. Actually the best. Songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They strike a chord in you that like wants to laugh and just jam out at the same time. And it's such a joyous like feeling when you've got those two things happening at once. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
So good. And we're actually going to kick off our fact of the day. We like to do this every week. A fact that you just never thought of. Tay is amazing at finding the most random facts. And I like hats off. Headphones off, you know? Just
Yeah, headphones off.
yeah.
Headphones off.
Take it away, Tay.
This one blew my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2016, Mozart sold more CDs than Beyonce did.
What?
Wow.
Mhm.
That's
That's pretty
nice.
Go Mozart.
Yeah.
Mozart was like old school, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Yeah, so classical.
Back in the
Yeah.
1800s,
Wow.
you know?
I just don't get it, right? How does someone from the however long ago,
Yeah.
someone that's like the queen of pop music,
Well,
Literally.
apparently not. I think it's
Ooh.
Mozart now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. Got a contender for the throne.
yes, girl.
It's not a bloodline, that's for sure.
Oof. But there, fun fact of the day.
That is crazy. And I really wonder why that is. Like, I suppose, maybe because, would it be albums as in like any sort of digital licensing? Because I feel like Mozart songs are like very iconic and used a lot in movies and productions and things like that.
It just said it was just CDs.
Just
like he sold more.
CDs?
Yeah,
Who buys CDs nowadays?
that was
Sorry.
in 2016.
Oh, that sorry. I shouldn't say
In all fairness,
no
CDs
scorn.
can come back because in this
Yeah.
day and a couple of years ago, people were like, who buys records anymore?
True.
Back. So CDs can come back.
Absolutely. They'll be vintage this time around, I feel.
Yeah.
I also found out
Mozart.
about yes, Mozart level vintage. I also found out about a thing that happens to CDs called disc rot over time.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately over like a decade or something they like the actual plastic fibers disintegrate in the record, in the CD.
Oh, that's so
I
sad.
know. So even if you look after them, they're gonna. I know.
Okay, what about DVDs?
Oh yeah, same thing. Made of the same stuff.
No.
I know.
My collection.
I know. It's so sad. I wonder if there's a way to prevent it. Maybe do some Googling, see if you can figure it out. Now you know.
One day I'm just gonna watch because I have the old school Simpsons on DVD from growing up. One day I'm gonna go watch them and it's just gonna go dust.
Right? It's just it just gets like, you know how like those real dramatic movies where lightning comes down and somebody just like explodes into dust? Just like you open it up, it just spontaneously explodes. Like that would be dramatic. That would be very dramatic. Speaking of drama, what are your favorite movie soundtracks? And the other question I want to ask, and this is an optional one if anyone wants to answer it, is if your life was a movie, what movie soundtrack would it be?
Oh.
You can answer both if you're like, I need some time to think. Can I phone a friend? No, you can't. We're on radio. Alrighty, kicking us off, I reckon maybe Danni. Do you want to head us off first?
I came prepared. So I have two movie soundtracks. I have Gypsy, which is a Broadway play, which was made into a movie many times. Love it. Love that soundtrack. And Mame, which is Lucille Ball's final theatrical movie, 1975. And that answers the second question. If there was a movie soundtrack that would be my life, it's Mame. It's about this woman who is just bigger than life, and her brother passes away, so she gets to take care of his son, who was raised very conventional,
Sort of like conservative.
Yeah. And she's bigger than life. She's like, she's trying to teach him to live life to its fullest. She's basically a drag queen. And like, I have to bleep it because one of the famous quotes is, life's a banquet. And I've already forgotten it. I just watched it last night. A banquet. And while most I'm censoring it. While
Yeah.
most people are starving, you fill your pockets or something like that. But
Oh wow.
living life to the fullest. So
That's
check
so
it out. It's really good.
Yes, I'll have to. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to like write these down as we go, but I'm like, I'm on radio, I'm on Zoom, I can't. But it's like take mental notes. That's so good. Do you want to jump in, Tay or Brit? Do you have any movie soundtracks that are your absolute favourite? And if your life was a movie soundtrack, what would it be?
Brit, you want to jump in first?
I think anyone that's met me knows the answer to this.
Yeah.
But to those that haven't, it's Lion King 2.
Aw.
I have one of their songs actually tattooed on my arm.
Oh, really?
I have a Kuna Matata tattooed on my arm, which is from Lion King 1.
Oh, I did notice that. Yeah.
And I named my cat Kogu.
Aw.
So yeah, gotta be Lion King. And I
love
think
that.
to the second question, Disney for sure. I would love Disney to make a movie of my life.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, just Disney
More
soundtrack right there.
specifically, Lin-Manuel Miranda, because he works for Disney. So get him.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah.
Ah, that sounds amazing. Who's that? What do they do?
He made Hamilton.
Oh, sorry, I don't know things. That's awesome. Yes, I've heard many things about Hamilton. I will need to watch. That's amazing. Tay, what's yours?
Or mine would probably have to be probably the Iron Man soundtrack. So that's all like AC/DC.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and for the one that would describe my life kind of would probably be that's a good one. Because it's
Adam's
like a
Family.
mixture of soundtracks. What was that, Danny?
Adam's Family.
Yes.
Ooh.
Just so people know, that wasn't an insult. The soundtrack is banging.
So good.
It's so good.
So good. Love it. Oof. I love that so much. That's great. Probably my favorite has to be, definitely the Steven Universe. Not just like the movie, but the series soundtrack. Like all of it. I love it all. I heard this cowboy song the other day. Like you said, Danny, a lot of musical and movie soundtracks just have so many genres, which I love about it. But yeah, this like real country song came on the other day. It's like, it was basically just one of the characters just becoming a cowboy for an episode and just like riding around. It's like, this old Ruby Rider, do. It's really great. And I was just like, this is so classic. I love it so much. And I would say probably my next favorite would be, and the one that I think would be great for my life as a soundtrack would be Birds of Prey. The recent
Oh my
movie.
God, yes.
Right? It is incredible.
Oh,
It's incredible. I had to
That's
move away
so
from the
good.
mic because I was like going to yell. I was just like, I can't stop myself. It's so good.
such a great
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yes. It's absolutely amazing. I found it on Spotify and I was like, wow. Whoa. I didn't even realize how good this music was. But I
Have
feel
you
like,
seen the movie?
yes. Oh my God.
Oh, so good.
Yep.
So good.
Great.
Incredible. And like when I was thinking about like my life as a soundtrack, I'm like, I've really gone through that. Like that whole like, oh, I'm just a little, weak little girl sort of thing. And you're like, you feel very lost and confused and alone. And then you find your tribe and you're like, I can do anything.
And then you backstab the tribe and you drive away.
yeah, just blow up a chemical factory and don't
Yeah,
listen.
why not?
Yeah.
Who hasn't done that?
Right? Don't listen, ASIO, please. No. Oh dear. No, we are absolutely, totally joking, by the way. Anyone who is tuning in, yes. So, yeah, definitely would be the Birds of Prey soundtrack. Also, on the same sort of, similar sort of track, do you listen to any soundtracks before bed or to help relax?
Anyone want to start?
I watched the whole production.
Yes.
So I get into it. I watch whether it's the stage show, because sometimes people professionally film it. I watch the whole production, the whole movie, and then I go to bed with the song tune stuck in my head.
Oh, I love that. You must have like really interesting dreams after watching like musical theatre.
Yeah.
Be pretty hectic.
Surprisingly, no singing.
Oh, no
Surprisingly.
singing. Ah, that is surprising. How about yourself, Brit? Or Tay?
Actually, can't listen to music before bed.
Really?
It's too distracting. I guess maybe I just want to dance and sing. I just don't get to sleep.
Yeah, that's valid.
I have a playlist full of like music just for my bedtime. Like
Ooh.
I'll play music before I go to bed, like, and I'll play it all night, just because music makes me really sleepy. It makes me really like calm. So I normally, that's how I calm down at night time after playing games, is listen to music before bed,
Nice.
and I just go to sleep like straight away.
That's really cool. I feel like you can create associations with music, like when we find it. I think sometimes it just does it naturally, just because I feel like humans are pretty musical creatures, just because we talk. So we have to like learn all the different tones when we're like communicating. So I feel like there's something like really, really deep and like survival driven about like our love of music. But I feel like particularly with calming music, we can actually relate things. Like if we always eat when we listen to a certain tune, we might hear that tune and feel hungry. Or like if we always go to sleep after listening to like relaxing music, when we then hear that music, we're like, oh, I want to sleep now. Like, yep. I listen to a meditation soundtrack, and it's the chillest thing ever, because I find anything else, when I'm right at that point before I drift off, anything even slightly louder than just like ambient background noise, I'm just like, ah. I was like, ah. My animal brain is like, I'm being attacked.
I listen to like any genre when I go to bed.
Ooh.
So it could be like 1 minute country, next minute like AC/DC or something like that.
Ah, that's awesome. Like the ability to do that is really cool. Your brain
Yeah.
isn't just like, I'm being attacked by music. Smart brain.
Music is my go-to.
Yes. We most recently talked about music that helps us relax or gets us sleep in the evening, and we had a few different things. We had people who listened to like real classic, Akadaka, basically all of those sorts of songs. We had someone who listened to whole musical performances before going to bed, Danni. We had Brit, who wasn't such a fan, which is very understandable, and we have myself that listens to meditation music, but I can't deal with even like piano, because it's like my brain is like, I'm being attacked, and it won't go to sleep, which is always fun. Speaking of music and the way that it affects like our mood and like how we feel, how does music affect your moods? Like when you're having a bad day or when you're in a certain state of mind, do you find that music helps? Or a certain type of music helps? Do you want to kick us off, Tay?
Music is like my go-to, so it's my center. If I'm feeling like not in the best way,
Yeah.
I will go straight to music. I'll listen to music all day, every day, even when I falling asleep. So it makes me somewhat calm, yeah. So
I love that. It's awesome. Is there any type of music particularly that when you're like in a certain state of mind that just like amps you up, makes you even like more excited or more joyful, or like on the opposite side, like when you're feeling really down and do you find that like sad music helps you feel better when you're down, or like happy music, or like angry music?
So when I want to be like cheered up, basically I listen to like 80s R&B. So all the R&B kind of music from 80s to 2000s.
Nice.
If I'm in a bad mood, I listen to rap, like more heavy rap.
Yeah.
Or even like the sadder kind of music.
Yeah. Yep. Nice. Yeah. That interesting. I'm picking up on some things there. How about yourself, Danni?
I am so opposite.
Yeah.
Music does not cheer me up. If I'm in a terrible mood, music does not cheer me up. However, and here's an example. if I've had a really bad day, and I'm emotional, one example that comes to mind is in the shower, I listen to musicals just on shuffle. And I had like a really bad day one day, which led to me leaving my previous job. I'm in the shower and all of a sudden this goddamn ballad, forgot which musical it was from, but a heart-wrenching, like tearful ballad comes on. And I'm just in the shower like, I'm just like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in the shower like, or if I'm in a terrible mood, I stay away from music.
Yeah. Oh,
Unless I'm happy, then I listen to happy music. But if I'm sad, I stay
yeah.
away from music.
that is so sweet. You're like, I feel the feelings too much and it's just too much for me. And that's so valid. How about yourself, Brit?
I tend to use music as a motivator, I suppose, because I notice if I put music on, I clean faster.
I love that.
I don't know if there's a connection there, but it always happens.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's like that thing, like when music comes on and you find yourself just like doing something to the rhythm of that music. It's really bad when it's accelerating. Don't do that.
Yeah.
They actually did a study and they found that people who listen to heavy metal music and things that didn't follow the like 1, 2, 3, 4 time schedule were more likely to accelerate and speed when they were listening to offbeat music, like heavy metal music, as opposed to more classical music that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that sort of thing. Anyway, bit of a fun fact for you, but yes, it is like that when you're doing something and you're like, oh, I'm washing the dishes to the beat of, Umbrella or something like.
I'm quite strange. I'll actually sing what I'm doing as well to the beat.
I love that. That's awesome.
Washing the dishes, washing the dishes. It's embarrassing. Sorry to everyone that just heard that, but yeah,
That was awesome.
that's the house of Brittany.
Yes. It sounds like a fun house to be a part of. Honestly, it's those like little things that, give us personality, make us who we are. That's really cool. I definitely find that music is a big help. And I do find particularly that like when I feel down, I'm the sort of person that likes, like people might want to cheer me up and that's fine. But if they come at me with like a lot of positivity, I tend to get a bit more cynical. And so I enjoy people who can sort of empathize with me and come down to that level and be like, and feel the feelings with me and like sort of validate the fact that like you can feel dark sometimes and that's okay. So I find that in music as well, because I'll be listening to music that's like quite dark to match my mood, but it actually makes me feel super validated. I'm like, somebody gets me, like you were saying, Danni, like somebody understands. So musicals tend to do it for me when I'm really upset. I just like really, I plug them on, I connect, I do some singing in the shower, and then I usually feel a lot better afterwards. I also find really wholesome music helps a lot as well. When I know that I'm quite anxious and I need to like bring my nervous system down, I'll listen to some like really wholesome soundtracks and I'm like, yeah, this is good. Life is okay. Love it. Yep. Yes. Wow. I love that we all have like such different tastes in music. I think it's been really good that we've all sort of come on with like totally different like music loves, and yeah, it's just worked out really well. Been good. Yes. So what is everybody up to for the rest of the week? We've got 2 minutes left till the end of the show, and make sure to stick around for Keely's chart toppers afterwards. For all of you listening out there, we don't want you to miss that. What's everyone up to for the rest of their week?
Working.
Working
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Amazing. So we're all working. That's the trend. And if you haven't heard of us, we are from Latrobe Youth Space. Latrobe Youth Space is a place where 12 to 25-year-olds can connect. Even during COVID, especially during COVID, we've got a bunch of online programs. So no face-to-face at the moment, but we've got a bunch of online programs. There's pretty much something for everyone. We have programs where we meet on Zoom and you can come and just chat and meet new friends or like bring your friends along. Fandom group, rainbow group. We've got young parents group as well as our general hangout every fortnight. We have a bunch of like live streams happening every week. We've got Drawing with Danni. Shout out to you, Danni. And we've got Painting with Michelle. We've got Mitch's Moments, which is his live media review vlog. And a bunch more in there. I can't even think off the top of my head. We've got life skills ones. We've got study tips. We have TAFE come in. Actually, we've got TAFE coming in tomorrow to do a live stream on the page talking about effective note taking for study tips. So if you're in school, or if you have somebody that you know, like a kid or a grandkid who's in school and might need some study tips, maybe point them in our direction. Or if they just want to come and have fun with us as well. We do a bunch of instructional videos. Brittany, you do DIY every Thursday as well as craft every fortnight, which are amazing. And I believe you're bringing us some more masks.
I believe so, yes. With help from Tay.
Incredible. Loving it. And we've got Footy with Tay. And we've also got our weekly Latrobe Youth Space news project, which brings you the weekly news wrap-up and a bunch of comedy skits, sports news, and a bunch of other stuff as well with Tay and Danni every week.
But there is more, so in the news, there might be some more little outreaches because there's not much sports on at the moment.
True. Yeah, it's not a great time for the sports world right now, unless we're talking esports. I don't know if that's kicking off, but maybe it should be.
I'm going to add, you get a glimpse of my multiple personalities. I play lots of characters.
Oh,
and they're all crazy.
They are so crazy. You broke out into Madame Beetlejuice's voice the other day. Do you want to give us a sample?
Did I? When did I do that?
During the staff meeting.
Oh, Jesus. There you go. It's slipping out.
All right. We've hit 6 o'clock, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had lots of fun. We'll be back next Wednesday, 4:30 till 6 p.m. This has been Catherine, Danni, Brit, and Tay on the Latrobe Youth Space radio show. And stick around after the news because Keely will be bringing you the chart toppers from the last few years. So make sure you stick around for that. And we'll see you all next Wednesday.
See ya.
See ya.